Something I hear tossed around in the comments is if Ram trucks did not have the Cummins turbo diesel, no one would buy them. Now obviously that's just an opinion, but then it got me thinking. Just about every truck you see at a Ram dealership is Cummins, except for this one. That one has a gas engine in it, but the rest of these trucks here have the Cummins diesel. Now I saw a news article a few days ago that I wanted to show you guys. It talks about Ram and Cummins relationship. Let's jump into the video. Now here's something I'm going to say real quickly. Larry H. Miller has a ton of cab and chassis trucks here. And if you're looking for a deal, well, you better call these guys. This is a 5500. I believe this has the 84-inch cab to axle. And it's a really nice gray. Has just your basics. Obviously this one has the vinyl floors, has the diesel obviously. Now the article I'm going to read to you guys was on Mopar Insiders, and it got me thinking about Ram. Most of you guys probably remember Cummins is actually the thing that saved Ram. I'm on hdrams.com, which is Mopar Insiders, and it says here that Ram and Cummins extend partnership through 2030. Now, down below it says Ram and Cummins are celebrating over 35 years of collaboration with the announcement that their partnership will extend through 2030. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. I was a little surprised by that because I thought that Ram and Cummins had a long-term contract, but then I started thinking maybe that makes more sense for business-wise. If there's ever any bad things that come up about Cummins, or if there's bad blood, you're not in a long contract that you can't get out of, right? Especially if you're committed to buying engines from this supplier. But if you don't remember, back in 1989, I'm gonna read it to you guys here because they talk about it in this in another article, and it's really a good read because we forget just how dysfunctional Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram is, especially back in these time frames. So back in 1989, Ram reached out to Cummins to help supply their first diesel engine. And at that time, Ford and GM were the only trucks you could buy with a diesel. Now their diesels were just naturally aspirated, and I could probably say this and people probably would agree with me that they were probably gutless. And here you have Mr. Ram Cummins coming on the scene. Driveline has this article. It says the truck with an unlikely hero engine. In the late 1980s, Chrysler's heavy-duty pickup truck line was the equivalent of managed decay. Wow. The loss of big block gasoline V8 options, the discontinuation of crew cab configurations, an exterior that had gone virtually unchanged since 1972, and an aging overall platform painted a picture of a product on life support. I guess that's kind of where Ram is right now, if you think about it. So, I mean, 1972 to basically 1989 when they put the Cummins in. Now, it goes on to say, thankfully, a few good men convinced Chrysler's top brass that a diesel engine option would not only sell, but make the brand competitive again. After securing a contract with Cummins, a global engine supplier that was also dominating the American Class 8 truck scene, a diesel-powered Ram followed soon after. I don't have to bore you with the rest of that story. So when you think about the past, it is true. Cummins is the reason why Dodge Ram survived. In 1989, they were still using the same cab from 1972, which is insanity. And we're kind of seeing the same thing right now because for 2025, this truck got yet another refresh. So in 2009, Ram did a complete redesign, which gave us this truck's cab and bed. And then in 2019, they gave us this new face. And for 2025, we're basically getting another new face. But here's what I'll tell you. Back then, Ram needed Cummins to give them some new life because they were not building or developing any diesel options. So the best thing they did was go to one of the top suppliers for diesel engines and built not only a diesel engine but a turbocharged one, and that just blew up the market. If you were to go back and read that article, Dodge Ram, or I should say really Daimler Chrysler or Chrysler, whoever, I don't know who owned them back then, but whomever owned them could not even take all the orders that they were getting for their new diesel truck. And that's despite the fact that they were still using the same old cabs and same old design from 1972. So even with that being said, people wanted to buy a Dodge Ram. Now, here's what I'll tell you. Today, a lot of things have changed. Ram trucks, in my humble opinion, are some of the most competitive on the market. They still offer options that you cannot get on the competition. For example, air suspension. Now, obviously, some people are going to say that's not a big deal, blah, 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 blah. Yes, it is. Air suspension is a big deal. Because if you plan on towing a trailer, these trucks were built today to squat because they always have comfort in mind, right? So regardless if you're getting a Ram, Ford, or GM pickup, they're going to squat. So having factory air gives you something right out of the gate. Picking up your truck day one, you can go tow a trailer and not have to worry about your truck sagging too much because the air suspension is going to fix that. And that system is covered under factory warranty, and if you get an extended warranty, it's covered under the extended warranty as well. They also have one of the nicest interiors in the truck segment. I mean, this truck, this is a Laramie, and in a lot of cases, the Laramie trim competes with the highest trims on the top competitors. And one thing I know people are going to say is they have the small cabs, and it's true. These cabs are small. But despite the size of the cab, the layout, the user friendliness of this 12-inch display, and just Ram being innovative and being first to market to really offer a very nice, unique, luxurious interior, really set them apart from the competition. And when it comes down to price, they really are among the top when it comes down to getting a good deal and getting a lot for your money. So one thing I'll tell you is this: does Ram really need Cummins to sell their trucks? Let me ask that one more time. Does Ram really need Cummins to sell their trucks? I think you guys know where I'm going with this, right? The answer is no. I think Ram trucks have been able to stand on their own four wheels probably within the last 20 years. Now, don't get me wrong. It has been a rocky 20 years for sure. But that first gen Ram truck was one of the best on the market. And then they followed up with one of the best design pickup trucks we have ever seen to this day. The Gen 2 Dodge Ram truck. I know that you Ford enthusiasts are gonna say I'm wrong about this. And GM, I don't want to hear from you guys because I don't even know what your trucks looked like back in the 90s. I'm just kidding. I do know. I actually like GM trucks too, but the Gen 2 Dodge Ram really did start it all. And I think that today, if Cummins and Stellantis decided to depart ways, they would still sell trucks over here because of what you get for the money and what they've done with this brand. I still think they're one of the best. You know, are they making the right decisions right now? No, but now that we have Tim Kuniska's back with Stellantis, he is a light at the end of the tunnel. And the good news is that Cummins ain't going nowhere for the next 5 years. And the new Cummins that we have now have the ZF Powerline transmission, which does simplify the buying process on these trucks. So at the end of the day, I think that Ram trucks do have a bright future ahead. They do have one of the best diesel options simply because they do use less parts. They don't need as much balancers as the other V8s do. And they just sound absolutely amazing. And that's without me even talking about the exhaust brake. So yes, this is one of the best trucks on the market. This diesel option, it did save Chrysler, for sure. I will agree that if it wasn't for Cummins, we probably would not have had the success on the Stellantis side without them having this engine option back in the day. But what are your guys' thoughts? Am I blowing smoke here? I do like this brand because I feel as though they've always kept the truck market very competitive. If it wasn't for that Gen 2 Dodge Ram truck, I truly believe that the truck market would not have blasted off the way it did. With Ram coming out with the Cummins turbo diesel and then coming up with that redesigned Gen 2 truck, it really did change the game. Now, obviously, Ram is pretty much asleep again at the wheel, and we can see that with this generation of truck here. But I hope that they do wake up and make a better pickup truck. And what are your guys' thoughts? Do you think, in the comment section, I want to hear from you, do you think that Ram trucks would not be able to survive without this diesel option? I think that they could, because the half tons have proven that. There's never been a Cummins inside of the half tons, although there was going to be, and then that just got axed because of probably FCA at the time when they bought Daimler Chrysler out. But as of right now, you only could get that diesel in this truck. So does that mean the HD trucks would have gone away? Maybe. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. See you guys in the next video.